just under. I want to talk about. We could talk about transfers all day. We could, but we're not going to. Let's talk about the game on Saturday because, guys, I'm just going to throw it out there. For me, that's the most complete performance I've seen from Tottenham for years in terms of having a game plan, executing the game plan. I thought we were absolutely brilliant from 1 to 11. I think every single player was superb. I'll let you guys go. Lubo, you want to take this first?
Yeah, I'll take this first. I thought three points where the game was won and lost. I thought number one, I thought the press was absolutely phenomenal. You talk about high press. This was like, for the Porro free kick, you had a situation where Romero was up on Haaland, won the ball. I think Van der Ven was up in their last third as well. You had Porro and Spence on a 2-on-2 at the back. There was 1-on-1 all the way around the pitch. And when Frank talks about being brave, that's what he's talking about. They squeezed the space. They were aggressive. I thought it was absolutely superb. Trafford in goal. They pinpointed a young kid coming in for his first home game. They squeezed him up, I think, after the mistake he made. I mean, brilliant from Sarr and Richie for Paulinho to finish it off. I think Trafford's game after that just went to pieces. And the other thing also was that the third thing was we dominated the flanks. We dominated. Spence on Bob. Didn't see Bob, did you? Porro and Kudus took out Marmoush and then Doku. They were like anonymous. I think Marmoush had one shot that was straight at Vicario when he cut inside 25 yards. And then Haaland slipped in through and Vicario made a really key save at 0-0. Apart from that, you didn't see Marmoush. Haaland was like locked up by Romero. I thought it was just superb. The whole thing, everything. We pressed on them. We closed them down. We didn't let them play. They hardly had any chances. Can't remember Vicario actually making a save in the second half. It was just superb. And he has taken various players he has improved. You're looking at Sarr. You're looking at Richarlison. And look at the improvement in these players since last season. Just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. All of them. Johnson, who was the laziest bastard going, left Porro exposed so much under Ange. He was back as well. He was working hard, grafting. All of them. It was just tremendous. They closed down the space when City attacked. They were compact. It was brilliant. It was just superb. It was exactly what you want from your team. And we did say before that if we didn't get a 10, then we may lose, we may lose creativity, but we're not going to lose many games. And we're certainly not if they're playing like this. It was absolutely phenomenal. Paulinho, what's great with him is that he closes down, he wins the ball quickly, and he gives it like that. And he sets the ball, he sets the attack in motion immediately. And all these little things, you put them together, and you had a most superb performance on Saturday.
Yeah. Anyone else want to give their take on Saturday?
What could you? Well, look, first 20 minutes, Pedro Porro was constantly being roasted. He grew into the game. Oh my God, sorry. He grew into the game. I think you can see right from the off, really, that the setup. I, for one, thought we'd go exactly the same as we did against PSG, and that's the beauty of Thomas Frank. You never, ever know. I mean, I've been watching him for years and I still don't know what he's going to do. I was sure he was going to go 5-3-1-1. He didn't. I think he caught Pep unawares. I think Pep maybe thought that as well. And after that first 20 minutes, jinking it around and pointing and pushing, the press, we press in packs. Wow. We press in packs, and not only do we press in packs, but we form triangles on the flanks so that there's always an outlet to pass the ball to. There's no need to be cutting back. And when we do drop off and they have the ball, we're back into our, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. We're back into a 5 and hard to break down. And the transition, this is why, I feel like if we get Savinho, our transition with Kudos, him and Richie. I mean, Richie holding the ball up, the shithousery, it was all great. Every single person in that team contributed to that victory. Brennan Johnson, same as always, but what a lovely finish. The ball slightly behind him from Richie. Could have been maybe a slightly better ball, but he buried the ball fantastically. And one of the best parts about the game was the last few minutes when they're desperately looking for a goal and they're passing it around and the fans are shouting, ole, ole, ole. And we nearly scored. We had 2 chances from that. And it sort of reminded me a bit of the goal we scored against Burnley, where 17 passes, everybody touched the ball. There's definitely a massively newfound confidence in everything that we're doing. And if you believe it, truly believe it, not talk about believing it, then, that is the upshot of it. The belief is there. It's only 2 games in, but I think we saw the seeds of it against PSG. But give the guy a chance, give him his players. And at the end, the camaraderie was absolutely fantastic. Everyone hugging in a group, like we just won a final or something. Thomas Frank making sure every single member of the squad was involved, clapping the fans, everyone inclusive. We're all in this together. I thought it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And you might have seen, for some unknown reason, I got a bit emotional at the final whistle. I'm not quite sure why, but I was. And let's have more of those.
You know what, Johnny? I thought the fans Saturday were phenomenal, just phenomenal. From the first minute to the last minute, all you could hear was Tottenham. They were absolutely brilliant. It's interesting. Mentioning about Frank.
Is that because you were there and you were surrounded by all the? You were surrounded by all the fans. That's all I could hear. That's all I could hear was Tottenham fans.
It was brilliant.
There was about 2,000 around you.
Yeah, I mean, can I just say, Johnny, to your point, Johnny, do you know what I loved about it was, first of all, you're right. You don't know what formation the man's going to play, which I like. I don't like knowing that every game we go out and play that the opposition know this is how Spurs play. We're going to get ripped apart. What I loved about it was lots of fans. I was one. I said when I started my show, I think we'll probably go and adopt the kind of PSG type tactic. And then when he didn't and the team came out, loads of people, Johnny, lost their mind and went, oh my God, 4 at the back. It's going to be terrible. We're going to get. But what I love is we didn't get exposed and everyone did do their jobs and the partnerships are forming all over the pitch. And this is why, Johnny, I get so frustrated with transfer windows, because you look at a coach like this and you say, what could a coach like this do if he was given just 2 or 3 more Kudus types? They don't have to be wingers, but 2 or 3 more really good, solid players. And we're saying, right, we have 10 minutes to go in a game, because we're not always going to be holding on, by the way, guys, when you make subs. There's going to be games where we're losing and we make subs. Wouldn't it be lovely to be able to go, right, you two, you're coming on, and you go, oh, yeah, he's coming on, that's good. He's coming on, that's good. Right now, we don't have that, but what a performance. I was so impressed.
I thought Bergvall, when he came on with the drop-off, did you see he won 2 headers, 2 crucial headers close to the end of the game. And what were they doing? Every single player went up to him, high-fiving him, slapping him on the back. Well done. And, the Paulinho, the celebration when he got the block in, when he jumped up and threw his body in the line and cheered it like it was a goal. Every single block, they were cheering every block. It's like that has been drilled into them, throwing your body on the line. Whereas Ange didn't give a shit about the defence. It was scored more goals than the opposition. Listen, we're going to lose games. We're going to concede goals. But we're never going to see what we saw last season. And as I said, Liverpool's defence, I've said it for 3 months, they ain't good enough. They need signings. And tonight they just proved it yet again. 4 goals in 2 games they conceded.
Yeah. Well, talking about, Stel, let me come to you. Talking about defences, other than the kind of 5-minute blip against PSG, that's now 3 games in a row, competitive games, where Spurs have looked absolutely rock solid at the back. The age-old thing, build from the back, right?
I'm torn with this one, right? I've got a bit of a different perspective. I'm 50-50, and I'll tell you why.
Here it comes. Here it comes, everybody.
We've been waiting for a row. Let's have one.
Yeah, go on.
Gloves are off, eh? Gloves are off.
We've got 11 minutes left. So, yeah, go on.
Before the game, we did our predictions. 2 of us predicted a draw, 1 predicted a win, and the other 2 predicted a loss. So no one really
Who
said
predicted the win?
You predicted a 2-1 win. So you get 1 point this week. Well done. The rest of us get 0.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I should get 3.
What?
No, you don't know. That's not the rules.
As it stands now, Sean's top on 3, you're second on 2, and the rest of us are joint last on 1 point. Okay. But long season to go. Anyway, that said, I'll tell you why I'm split. Half of me feels like every manager at Spurs beats Man City. I don't know what it is. Whenever we play this team, we turn up, we play well, we don't give up, we've got goals in us, we just find a way. Nuno won his first game against City. Mourinho beat City. Conte came back and won 3-2. Ange beat them 4-0 last year. And he knocked them out the Carabao Cup. Poch always beat them. It's just, I don't know what it is. And so that's why half of me thinks City must just have a really terrible night's sleep knowing that they're playing Spurs. They must have nightmares knowing, shit, we've got Tottenham. What Chelsea are to Spurs, we are to Man City. Right?
Yeah,
it's exactly
100%.
the same shit. But
Sure.
the other half of me says, there's things I saw which you can't just put down to the fact that it's City. And the 2 things that stand out for me, and this is where I'm going to give Frank loads and loads of credit here.
Hey.
Listen, I say it as I see it, Johnny, right? It's just you lot create narratives that don't exist. All of you do that. All of you. When we're out of possession,
Says the man who says I always defend Daniel Levy. Yeah.
listen, do you guys want to hear the praise or not? I'm happy to skip
go on,
it.
Karen.
I can leave it.
Come on, let's hear it begrudgingly.
Out of possession, our lines are so compact, both vertically and horizontally. We squeeze and we squeeze. And it's almost like you've got 3 lines that are super tight. Yeah, we give away some space on the flanks, but then if they invert or they put a cross in, it's so compact. And Ali McCoist on TNT, he actually made a comment where he said, you could throw a rug over that Spurs squad, meaning look how squeezed they are.
Yeah.
The discipline to do that and to maintain that and to do it every time we're out of possession, that's coached. That is coached. And it just makes it. We gave away some chances. One was a Porro back pass that went wrong. One was Haaland went on a really good run and got a through ball to Mamouche. Vicario came out, great save. And then just before half-time, free header, Haaland missed the header. Other than that, and this is one of the best teams in Europe, right? And City. Other than that, we didn't give away anything else. We're always going to give away something, but that was it. So you got to say Frank is defensively very, very savvy. The other thing that I noticed, and I've seen it twice now, when we pressed, it's so well organized. When you press, you can either press what's called a one-man press. You go to him and you go to the nearest player, you go to the nearest player, and everyone just randomly presses to the nearest man. Another one is you hunt in packs. So 2 go to the player, squeeze him, suffocate him, and if he does pass it, another 2 go. Liverpool used to do that quite well. We don't do either. What we do is, and I like it, the striker goes, the wing-backs go. So now the person on the ball gets squeezed. He has to pass wide. Okay, great. We've got 2 players that have gone. So let's say Johnson and Kudus. If they get past that, you get the second line that comes through, which is actually Romero, Van de Ven, and in some cases, Paulinho. And you're seeing the centre-backs really high up, squeezing the game and winning it there. And so is Paulinho. It's risky because you're pushing everyone high up, which is what Ange did. But the difference is, because it's an organised press, we're finding a lot more success with it. Whereas Ange's press, the stats were good, but it was more of a one-man press, and one ball over the top always caught us out. This is a more structured press. So those two things, for me, you can't just say, oh, it's because we're playing City. No, that's coached. And I think what's most promising, and I'm not going to get carried away, feet on the ground, long season, I'll judge at the end. But what's promising is, it looks to me, and I could be wrong, it looks like the players enjoy it. It looks like they're actually enjoying this. And if they are, you're going to see a natural uplift from every player because they're enjoying their game. So,
well, I can only talk about two, but from the feedback is that 100% they're loving this more than ever, because every day it's different. All the coaches are involved, the managers involved, the environment's good. And the one thing you've heard him talk about it in a couple of interviews. He very much believes in relationships between the players that are connected on the pitch. And you can already see the relationship between Mohamed Kudus and Richarlison, right? And he will work on that. He will not say, well, that's okay now. No, they're working on it and working on it and working on it. And there will be other relationships that start to form that they will be working on individually around the pitch. There needs to be a better relationship. Oh, my God. Sorry. There needs to be a better relationship on the pitch between Brennan Johnson and Jed Spence right now. That's the weakness for me at the moment. Some of the overlap runs and stuff. But it's only going to get better. I really do believe that.
Begs the question, doesn't it? Begs the question. How good, how far could Frank take us with proper backing?
Or how about this? I don't know if something's just happened because I just heard Johnny's reaction. I'm a minute behind.
Liverpool scored a 100th minute winner.
Oh. I was going to say something else, but it's irrelevant then.
What were you going to say? You just muddled yourself. I want to hear it.
I was going to say if it finished 2-2, then if we beat Arsenal, if we beat Bournemouth, then Arsenal and Liverpool have to. Well, actually, it's still true. Arsenal and Liverpool play each other next weekend. We could be top of the table next weekend. You know.
Look,
what I need to see though, what I need to see is whether we can maintain this when there's 2 games a week. Because what I looked at, and it's Brentford. We're Tottenham. We're 2 different clubs. But at Brentford, Frank's win rate dropped by half when he had 2 games a week. So, and maybe it's because he had more time to prepare. Maybe it's because the players got tired. Maybe it's because more injuries happened as more games came. But can he maintain the win rate or this level of performance when there's 2 games a week? That's going to be something for me to keep an eye on and to see what happens then. But I think as it stands, there probably will be a drop-off if we don't sign some quality, because when he's forced to rotate, if you're taking off Kudus and you're bringing on Odegaard, if you're taking off Paulinho and on comes Gray, or even Basuma, if you're taking off a wing back and on comes Ben Davies, naturally you're weaker. So that's going to be the sticking point, isn't it? When there's more than 1 game a week. But no, in terms of a performance, I agree with Sava. That's the most complete I've seen Spurs in quite some time.
Same for everyone.
We need to end the show in about 2.5 minutes. Can somebody just quickly, while I round up, could somebody tell me who's live, please?
I'll set up a redirect. I'll set it up.
Okay, if you set up a redirect someone, that would be amazing. So yeah, guys, listen, we'll be back on Thursday. We'll be back on Thursday night.